Good evening, everyone. If you'd like to start the meeting, please rise.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. Welcome to the Township of Old Bridge Zoning Board of Adjustment meeting, November 7, 2024. Adequate notice of this meeting of the Old Bridge Township Zoning Board of Adjustment has been provided in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, at least 48 hours prior to the commencement of this meeting, by prominently posting in the municipal complex an announcement giving the time, the date, the location, the agenda of this meeting, also by mailing such announcement to the Home News and Tribune, filing a copy of such announcement with the municipal clerk, and publishing the agenda on the municipal website. May we have a roll call?
Certainly.
Porcelli.
Ms. Andrews? Absent. Ms. Chevalier?
Here.
Mr. Izzo?
Here.
Mr. Scogno? Absent. Mr. Stoner?
Here.
Ms. Testaverde?
Here.
Mr. Victoria? Absent. Mr. Singh? Absent. Chairman Sullivan?
Here. For those watching at home, we're going to have a shorter meeting than we had anticipated this evening. There's been some last-minute continuances. Having said that, this meeting is being televised on CATV 15, and simultaneously there's a live feed on YouTube Live. Of council tonight is Mr. Jeffrey Cheney, who's sitting to my right, your left if you're watching. We only have one application to hear this evening. But before we do that, we have some housekeeping business issues to tend to. And I see Mr. Cheney's drinking his tea, and he's ready to go.
Ready to go?
We have 5 resolutions to memorialize this evening. 75-2023Z, Louis Bertuccio was a design waiver. Mr. Cheney.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll try to speed through all these here, get us out of here early. Resolution 75-2023Z, granting design waiver application of Luis J. and Louis C. Bertuccio for the property known as 243 Throckmorton Lane, Old Bridge, New Jersey, otherwise known as Block 15586, Lot 706. Public hearing was held on October 17, 2024. Applicant expanded their property's driveway, measuring approximately 11 feet by 53 feet prior to obtaining a permit. The expanded driveway is 1.5 feet from the side property line, whereas a minimum of 5 feet was required. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Board members, you've heard the resolution. Someone move it for adoption, please.
Testaverde.
Is there a second?
Izzo?
Roll call, please.
Ms. Chevalier?
Yes.
Mr. Izzo?
Yes.
Mr. Stoner?
Yes.
Ms. Testaverde?
Yes.
Chairman Sullivan?
Yes. 32-2024Z, Melissa Rodriguez. That was a C variance. Mr. Cheney.
Yeah, this is application 32-2024Z, granting bulk variance relief to Richard and Melissa Rodriguez for 27 Girard Avenue, Old Bridge, New Jersey, otherwise known as Block 1558, Lot 307. So subject to a public hearing on October 17, 2024, applicants sought to legitimize the removal of an existing split-level deck and the construction of a new 7-foot, 2-inch by 14-foot, and 5-inch by 44-inch deck with a side setback of 2.6 feet, where 11 feet was required due to the 44-foot height of the deck. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Board members, someone move that for adoption, please.
I'll move it, Stoner.
Is there a second?
Izzo?
Roll call, please.
Ms. Chevalier?
Yes.
Mr. Izzo?
Yes.
Mr. Stoner?
Yes.
Ms. Testaverde?
Yes.
Chairman Sullivan?
Yes. 08-2024Z, Brixmore Old Bridge LLC, major preliminary and final site plan. Mr. Cheney, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is application 08-2024Z, Brixmore Old Bridge for amended preliminary and final major site plan approval for property known as Block 5000, Lot 3, on the otherwise known as 1030 US Route 9, Old Bridge. The applicant proposed to re-tenant a 7,724 square foot former restaurant use within the Gateway Shopping Center to a salon suite use operated by Phoenix Salon Suites, consisting of 46 individual salon suites. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Board members, someone move that for adoption, please.
Testaverde.
Is there a second?
Izzo?
Roll call, please.
Ms. Chevalier?
Yes.
Mr. Izzo?
Yes.
Mr. Stoner?
Yes.
Ms. Testaverde?
Yes.
Chairman Sullivan?
Yes. 29-2024Z, E&H Management bifurcated D variance application denied. Mr. Cheney.
It was Deny application for D1 bulk variance relief of E&H Management LLC for 18 Pleasant Valley Road, Old Bridge, known as Block 20,000 Lot 10. Applicant proposed to remove the existing improvements and construct a 12,540 square foot mini warehouse with associated parking, loading areas, and ingress/egress driveways on both Old Bridge, Englishtown Road, and Pleasant Valley Road. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Board members, you've heard the application. Someone move that for adoption, please.
I'll move it Stoner.
Is there a second?
Chevalier, second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Chevalier?
Yes.
Mr. Izzo?
Yes.
Mr. Stoner?
Yes.
Ms. Testaverde?
Yes.
Chairman Sullivan?
Yes. 42-2024Z Hudson 90 Mattawan LP, D variance. Mr. Chamberlain.
Yeah, this is application 42, 2024Z. Applicant Hudson 90 Madawan LP for use variance approval for property known as Block 3234, lots 4.026 and 4.028, otherwise known as 90 Madawan Road, Old Bridge, subject to a public hearing on October 21, 2024. And the applicant was proposed to re-tenant a vacant ground floor unit with Hasenfeld Stein, Inc., a diamond manufacturer/dealer. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Board members, someone move that for adoption, please.
Izzo.
Is there a second?
Second Stoner.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Chevalier?
Yes.
Mr. Izzo?
Yes.
Mr. Stoner?
Yes.
Ms. Testaverde?
Yes.
Chairman Sullivan?
Yes. That comes to item 4 on the agenda this evening, that's swearing in professionals. We have Mr. Holohan here. Mr. Cheney, would you please be so kind?
Do you solemnly swear to the truth of the testimony for which you are about to provide? I do. Thank you, Mr. Holohan.
And Dan, would you just identify yourself, who you are for those who might be watching at home?
Yes, Daniel Hollahan, zoning officer.
Thank you, Dan. We come to the applications now, and as I said, we have a limited menu this night, if you will. I'm going to read those in order as they were on the agenda and their dispositions for the evening. 79-2023Z, Barbara Robinson Ramirez, that's block 12283, lot 85, physical location, that's 85 Bennett Road. That was for a C variance. Applicant seeks to legitimize 15 by 45 approximately deck. The deck is 0.25 foot outside the side yard property line, where 10 is required. The public hearing for this application has been adjourned without further notice. The date is to be determined once the 2025 meeting schedule has been confirmed. For those, if that sounds strange to people, the board can't reconvene until the council meets and starts off the new year. So when that happens, our meeting will come after that, and then a calendar will be configured for the year. So these aren't going away, they're just not at this particular time. They don't have a date to be placed. You'll hear that again coming up. The next one is 27, that matter obviously is not going to be heard this evening. 27-2023Z, it's Vision Old Bridge LLC, that's the TCD district. It's a bifurcated D variance. The applicant proposes to demolish the existing gardening center and construct a single multifamily building consisting of 68 apartments, including 11 affordable units. That physical location on that is 3963 County Route 516, block 12261, lot 64. The public hearing for this application has been adjourned without further notice. The date, again, to be determined once the 2025 meeting schedule has been confirmed. In short, that means there is no hearing this evening. 04-2021Z, Bamra Warehouse Project. This is the low-density R120 zone. This is constraints residential R120. Block 25000, lot 53.12. That's the physical locations on Englishtown Road in Old Bridge. This is for a mini warehouse. It's a requiring major preliminary and final site plan with C and D variances. Applicant proposes to develop the property with a 6,000 square foot mini warehouse for the indoor storage of materials associated with the applicant's construction business. The public hearing for this matter has been adjourned without further notice. The date is to be determined, again, once the 2025 meeting schedule has been confirmed. Again, in short, there will be no hearing on that matter this evening. 45, we're coming to you, sir, right? Okay. We got there, it was on the back page, though, okay. 45-2024 is the Fahad Kamal. This is the low-density residential R20. It's block 13332, lot 27. The physical location is 1 Cobblestone Court in Old Bridge. It's for requiring a C variance for a deck with stairs. The applicant proposes to legitimize a previously constructed 13-foot, 5-inch by 14-foot, 4.5 foot by 6-foot, 5-inch high deck. The deck was constructed 10.8 foot from the side yard property line, where 17-foot minimum is required, as well as 13.1 foot from the rear yard property line, where 17-foot minimum is required. Okay. Sir, you please identify yourself, and then the board attorney is going to swear you
Can I have you turn that on just until it's glowing green? There we go, perfect. Can you state your name?
Yes, Fahad Kamal.
Fahad
Yes.
Kamal?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. And you live at 1 Cobblestone Court? Okay.
Correct.
Can I have you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear it's the truth of the testimony for which you are about to provide?
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, when these homeowner applications come before us, they're of a lesser variance level than when commercial properties come before us. So we still have to put certain items on the record in order for the board to act favorably or not favorably on your application. So what I'm going to ask you to do is just tell us in your own words. You don't have any other people that are going to testify, right?
No.
You have no professionals?
No.
And you have no exhibits to show us?
No.
What I'm going to ask you to do in your own words, in your own time, tell us what happened, why you're here this evening, what you tried to do or what you didn't try to do. And we're going to then ask our professional why you're here. The board members may have some questions for you. The counselor may have some questions for you. You may have some questions for us. There'll come a time when we're finished with that testimony, we have what's known as a public portion that we have to open it. Although no one here is in the courtroom this evening other than yourself, we still have to open a public portion to see if anyone wanted to speak on or against your application.
Sure,
So
makes sense.
Take your own time and tell us why you're here this evening, sir.
Sure, yeah.
You are the property owner, correct?
Yes, I am. And my wife, Reda Abid, who's not present. So I'm the property owner for 1 Cobblestone Court, Old Bridge. We moved into that property sometime in 2018. So as we moved in, the deck was as it was. We were utilizing the deck on a daily basis, summer, whatever the occasion may be. We were about doing our day-to-day basis. There was no indication that we were not aware if the deck was properly made or whatnot. Again, fast forward to the occasion that I'm in is we were putting the house on rent. So as we do that, you guys may be aware that we have to get a CO, certificate of occupancy. That's where it came to our understanding that the deck was not built as it was, or there were no permits. So I came to the office and it said, hey, I need to file a permit. And they mentioned that you need to go through getting a engineer and to get the drawings and whatnot. I did not have a drawing of the deck. Again, so we've been using the deck for 6-7 years. And so when we were trying to put the house for rent, that's when we figured out that it was the way it was built. And just wanted to highlight one thing, as you cannot see from the picture, but there is a slope, a really big slope right outside the deck on both sides. So again, this is an assumption. The previous owner that built the deck had consideration that we cannot utilize the property as much, so maybe they wanted to use some of the spacing where the reason why I'm here for variance. That's just my assumption. The property cannot be utilized for kids playing because it's a slope out there. So basically I'm here to file for C variance. Again, we've been living there for 6-7 years. No concern, no issue with the deck. It's not as high deck as others that I've seen. We haven't come across any issues. And I think that's what I have at the moment.
Okay, thank you, sir. Mr. Holohan?
I do have to commend Fahad on his explanation. It was quite impressive.
This is my first time doing so.
I agree.
Really, the only thing that I have to add is, although this is a property in the R20 zone, it was built under R5 alternate design standards, so that the deck and everything within the property has to conform with those R5 standards. Decks in the R20 zone, the required setback is 10 feet, which he meets that requirement, but because of the alternate design that the property was built under, it doesn't meet the R5 standards. So essentially, as he had mentioned, he's here just seeking the variance for the side yard, which is 10.8 feet, and then a variance for the rear yard setback of the deck of 13.1 feet.
Thank you. Questions of the applicant on my left?
Your slope going down is after the deck to the fence?
Right after the end of the deck.
So then that's.
It's
the area
useless.
is useless.
It's absolutely, and I actually tried to get some quotes when I was living there to see if we can level it, but it was a lot of costs and permits, so I disregarded that. Yeah.
So to utilize the deck now is, you like it,
Yeah, I mean it was doing the purpose.
functional.
Yes, and to be honest, we barely used the deck. Yeah, for whatever the reason may be.
Good, Mr. Izzo?
Sir.
Anybody else? No? Mr. Esperetti? Counselor?
So just the slope goes from front to rear?
Yes.
I'm just trying to, and it's, both sides. I'm just trying to,
Yeah.
in terms of,
So-
get the right words on, get the
Yeah,
right
I'm try-
buzzwords.
Honestly, I don't have the much definition, but right after the deck that ends, like the railing part, if you're looking at the deck.
Kind
from
of
the-
slopes like this almost, if we're looking at just down to.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. So
Yeah.
when you walk this way.
Yeah.
This happened with a number of properties there because of the R20 standard, but it's the R5 standard in an R20 zone.
Correct, yes.
So this is, the board's familiar with this because of if you understand what he was speaking about,
Not at all.
you're in an R20 zone, which has different standards than an R5 zone. But you're in an R5 zone when you're going by the standards.
Yeah, so with the R20 zone, the setback is 10 feet no matter what. When you're in an R5 zone, or you fall under the design standards of an R5, the setback is determined on the height. So the higher the deck gets, the further you have to be from the property lines.
Got it.
And with the way that the property grades so steeply past the deck because of that detention basin back there, when you measure from the outside grade, it's a relatively high deck at almost 7 feet. So the higher you get, the further it has to be from the property line. So
Makes sense.
if you were in an R20 zone and you were built under R20 standards, you wouldn't even be here tonight. But
Got it. No,
unfortunately,
it makes
that's not
sense.
the
I think
case.
as I'm closer to the fence, the deck seems higher because it's the slope, yes.
Danny, where's that retention basin that you're pointing out?
Directly to, where's the north arrow on there? To the south of his property, so the top of the page. Gotcha. So,
Okay, you have nothing else to tell us, right? As I said, again, this is not the first time we've heard this type of application.
Yeah, no, I have, there's no other explanation other than I do have tenants living. I have a temporary CO that I have been granted. Looking to obviously legalize this and to close this chapter once for all.
I can understand that. And of course, if the board acts favorably, you're going to have to acquire your permits, et cetera.
Yep.
which-
Whatever it needs.
Whatever
to-
it's going to take, right?
Absolutely.
And there would be no other restrictions, Mr. Cheney, right?
Yeah, no other, you're not an HOA or anything?
No.
Honestly, this could go under C1 or
Yeah.
C2.
Yeah, both qualify.
Yeah.
All right, if you have nothing else to say, I'm going to open up the public portion at this time.
Yep, I'm
As
okay.
I'm required to do. 45-2024Z, the location is a 1 Cobblestone Court. This is to legitimize a deck with setback and rear yard setback. Is there anyone here who wants to speak on this matter? Please raise your hand or stand. No one's in the courtroom, as I said earlier, so I'll close the public portion. Any final comments?
Nope.
Board, any kind of final comments from my left or my right?
None.
Okay. We've heard your testimony. I'm going to ask the board if someone's willing to, this is either a C1 or a C2. Both apply. This is a 10-foot 8 from the side property line where 17 required, 13 from the rear yard where 17 is also required. Someone want to move it?
Izzo.
I'm sorry, do you have a question?
Yeah.
Oh, which C?
Yeah, do C1, do C1.
Yeah. It's unique.
Do C1 for the slope.
Yeah.
'Cause it's unique to the
Yeah.
slope, yeah.
So, all right, C1. Someone got to move it? Mr. Rizzo? Is there a second? Roll call as to C1.
Ms. Chevalier? Yes. Mr. Izzo?
Yes.
Mr. Stoner?
Yes.
Ms. Testaverde?
Yes.
Chairman Sullivan?
Yes. Thank you for appearing before the board. You'll get a resolution by our next meeting.
Okay.
Then you'll be able to, I guess, call the building department or yourself, Dan?
Yeah, so you filed the application for the deck already, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think, working with Maureen, right? I don't know.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so at the next meeting,
When is the next meeting?
when's the next meeting, Maureen?
December 5th, but you don't have to be here.
Okay.
Yep.
No.
Yeah, so at that meeting, they'll memorialize a resolution. Once it is signed, Maureen will provide you a copy of it. Once you get a copy, come to my office and we'll work from there.
Okay, perfect.
All right.
Thank you so much, guys.
Once again, thank you for appearing.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. I'm all set.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Have a great evening.
Free to go.
Don't worry about it.
Thank
Have a great night.
All right. I will open up general public comments, but once again, there is no one here. There is no one here this evening, unless the council, you have anything you want
Nothing further from
to
me.
inform the board? Mr. Hollihan, anything?
No, Chairman.
Okay. And our next meeting is December
December
5th, correct?
December what?
5th.
We will not have another meeting this month, as we have Thanksgiving coming up. I wish all those that faithfully watch us a happy, when all the residents say a very happy and peaceful Thanksgiving. I'll accept someone's moving for an adjournment.
Testaverde.
Is there a second?
Second
Izzo?
Stoner.
All in favor?
Aye. Who's not in favor?
We stand adjourned.